Flex Seal, you really disappoint me.
What's going on, YouTube? So today, we're going to look over the car a little bit since when we raced, pull plugs, look it over a little bit, and as you can see, our flex seal is not holding too well. So I got to take the whole fender down, and we're going to have to do an epoxy plastic setup there to make sure that's not leaking. So I'm going to pull out that. We're going to see what we can make out of plastic and get that epoxied up so it's not leaking anymore. And then I went ahead and ordered a new CSF radiator, and we're gonna get a single fan set up in here. Not sure how fast that's gonna happen before, it's definitely not gonna happen before Capital, but I'm hoping it happens before our next big street cruise. It ran pretty good during the race. It really didn't get hot, it just got a little warm for being so cold. You know, it got up to normal 200 degrees like it really should run. But typically in the wintertime, it would run a little cooler than that because of the cool air. So that radiator is just not doing that great. I need to get a better radiator, and I need to get a better fan shroud. Having that fan missing in that opening, I just think it was too much for it. So we're gonna get that fixed up. But let's get this fender off and see what we got going on. Alright, here's where we use the Flex Seal tape on this big hole, and it didn't hold up to its name there, so it looked like it was sealing decent. Just one little spot came undone, so we're going to peel that off, and there's our hole. So now we got to figure out what to put there, and I'm thinking it's going to be some type of plastic from a milk carton or something like that. And then we're just going to mix up some nice epoxy, and then we're just going to epoxy that. So I actually epoxied around this guy so it never leaked, and it never has. So we'll find something to get on there and epoxy it up. All right, so I took a little water bottle cap, and I took a razor blade and I shaved it all down. I don't know how I didn't cut myself, honestly, but I didn't. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up some epoxy quick, and plastic on plastic with epoxy, it should hook up pretty well. A little bit of brake clean on both sides to make sure that it got a nice clean surface. Let that dry, and we'll mix up some epoxy real quick. All right, so we got our epoxy mixed up. Honestly, a little too much epoxy probably, but here's what it is. So now we're gonna go ahead and put this around the ends like that. Gonna glob it pretty good. Should be able to take our cap, flip it upside down, press her on there, and boom, she's on. All right. And I don't think it's going anywhere. So we're gonna let that harden up. I think we're gonna let it for the night. I think it's like a 5 or 10 minute harder. We're gonna leave our mix up stuff here to see how quickly it does harden up. I think it's a 5 to 10 tack up, and then it's like a 12-hour cure. So we'll let it sit a while. We'll come back to that and check it out.
What's up, bud?
I don't know what to do. Is this thing fast or something?
Something.
I don't know. Don't look like no street car to me. All right, a couple hours later, that stuff is hard as a rock. So, I'm gonna go ahead and throw her on, get some water in her, get the fender back on, and we'll be set to go. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw on them new radials over there. I just got back from Keith's. Got some new radials put on for Capital. And I might get some new springs too. All right, we go ahead and we got our springs off of our shock. So same height, but we're going a little lighter to give ourselves a little bit more spring. So the lighter the spring, the more it compresses. When you let go of the trans brake and the front end wants to come up, if you got more compression, it springs it, gives it more energy and throws the front end up. So you don't want to go too crazy or you start doing wheelies, but this car doesn't really wheelie. So I want that front end up quickly and weight transfer. So I'm gonna try a little bit lighter spring and see what happens. As you can see, we're on and she's got some good compression, and I got the same clearance. I could get my whole hand between the fender, and this is all the way down. So we're looking good. So this is the side I didn't do yet. And then this is the side that I just did. So they're about the same clearance. And that's all the way down. I stand on there and push all the way down. And then of course, if you come over here, you can lift up the front. Obviously gives you more, but yeah, so we're gonna try the new springs out this weekend. And what that should do is it should just give me more up energy to get the front end up a little quicker. It's not really any higher. I'm pretty much maxed out on my control arms when it comes to how high they can go, but it should bring it up a little faster. So anyways, we'll get the other side on and we'll get the ride height set. And then we'll go ahead and throw these new drag radials on. Probably gonna do all this tomorrow. I gotta go eat because I'm tired and it's late. So we'll do all this tomorrow and get her set up and ready to go. So as you can see, this tire got a little chewed up on the end from putting a lot of weight in. And that last race, it really was catching something difficult. Not sure what was causing it to chew real hard on the end. It was catching something, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and put our new Hoosier Radials. These are 275, 615 radials. They're DOT tires, which is what the Capital race rules are. It needs to be a drag radial, DOT drag radial. So I've never ran these before. I've usually ran Mickey Thompson Pros, but these are a little cheaper, and I love my Hoosier slicks, so I figured I'd try the Hoosier radials and see how they go. So we're gonna throw these on the car, and then we'll go for a little test drive. We got them on, they're looking pretty good. I like them, they look good. So we're ready to go. We're gonna go out, drive around a little bit, get the tires a little heated up, and then Might do a little 60 foot on the bridge and see how it takes the new radial.
All right, we're gonna head out here with the new radials on. See how they feel. Always feel really good on the street because they're much stiffer sidewall than slick, so they're very stable. Since Capital is a DOT radial class, I got to be able to get down the 8th mile on a hard radial. Sometimes it can be a little difficult, especially when there's no real sticky prep or nothing. Alright, our first hit here is just going to be no burnout, brand new tire. It's going to be on blacktop, and it's probably about 35 degrees out. This is really just to scuff them up. It'll most likely spin them, but I really just want to scuff them up, see how they feel in the hit. I also got the new springs in the front, so I mean, you never know, it might feel decent. So probably just going to do like a first gear hit here. All right. Felt pretty good. I mean, it spun right off the hit, which I knew was going to happen. Just because, you know, no burnout, brand new tire, etc. Hit a lot of boost there for no reason. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it felt pretty good though. Alright, this next hit's going to be on my concrete bridge. I still don't do a burnout just because it's concrete, it grips pretty hard, and I'm used to racing on asphalt. So I don't bother doing a burnout. Adjusted my boost control a little bit. It's really cold out, so when it's cold out, you have denser air, so the turbo wants to make more boost. So I put in some more air duty to bring it down in case it's overshoot. It overshot like 8 pounds right there, so. This is the same hit that we did on the blacktop, but this is going to be on concrete. Tires a little bit more warmed up, so. It might actually take the hit this time. All right, well, I didn't take the hit. So I pedaled it a little bit. It made target boost that time, so that's good. It was right on target boost. And this is why we test. I mean, you have to test your car. You know, you don't have to go out and do full-blown, you know, 8th mile passes and races. You just got to test, you know, your 60, your 330, make sure your boost controller is working, make sure your launch area for the tire that you're using is correct. And I can definitely feel the front end coming up, climbing a lot easier with those new springs, which is definitely going to help. Capital on the backside, it does get pretty sticky. So honestly, I think I can take that tune-up that I have right there, and I think the tire were dead hook. I might come out a little later. I might do a small little burnout and see how it is on the concrete. I think I got the boost controller worked out on the roll tunes. A little different with the roll
All right, so the test hits went, as expected. So drag radial's not gonna hook like a slick's gonna hook, of course. And with no burnout being that cold out, it's gonna spin off the hit. But after I gathered it up and I pedaled it, it stuck pretty good. So I think we're gonna be okay at Capitol. I might go back out one more time today once it gets a little warmer and maybe do a small little burnout. I'm also on like 18 pounds of pressure on the radial. That's kind of my street pressure. And I normally lower that when I'm, racing the 8th. But, so yeah, we'll figure it out. Boost controller's good now and everything's working as it should. So, decided to put the tent up and string some lights in here. So these are just little LED strip lights that we decided to just kind of string up real quick to see what type of light they would give us. And I think in pitch dark, it'll definitely help out under the tent at the racetrack. So we took 2 strands and just kind of zip tied them and secured them up through the center. So yeah, this should be a nice little ambient light under the tent when we're doing night races. So yeah, it worked out pretty good. Pretty cheap LEDs too. So if you watch my other videos, you already know this, but I'm pretty spontaneous when it comes to doing stuff. So I decided to put some more lights in the garage. So these are the, I don't know how you say it, Verna lights you can get on Amazon, and they're pretty cheap. And let me tell you, suckers are bright. Like they lighten it up in here, and I only got half the front done. I need to order more, but so I did 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there, and then I'm doing 2 more here, 2 more here, and 2 more here. So the whole front side will be lit up. I'm really undecided if I'm gonna do the back side. I don't know yet, we'll see. Because everything I do is obviously up front on the cars. So I don't know, I might do some later. I mean, I do have like a plug back here. So these just plug right in, and I actually have a smart switch up there that I can turn on from my phone. So I'm going to obviously staple that up, make it look a little nicer, but they do look pretty good hanging up. So I'm gonna finish this today and have some nice bright light in the garage. And let me tell you, they really know how to make some nice screws. Yeah, there's no threads on this guy. I guess it missed that thread machine, I don't know. But, oh well, I got plenty of these. I got them in, but I am one short, so I got more on order. So these are the same lights that are gonna go in my new trailer when I get that. But man, it brightened up this room like crazy. And it's during the day too still. But I mean, turning these on, tons of light. So really nice purchase here to have some really good lighting in your garage. All right guys, well I decided to go out and get something to spice up the back of the S2K. So yeah, it's a fake plate, it's not real, but pretty cool, customizable. I'm gonna put this on when I do, trackside stuff and when I'm not driving on the street, of course. All right guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for today. She's ready for Cap. So next weekend, Capitol Raceway in Maryland, we'll be there racing the street class on radials. And we'll be there with a couple buddies running small tire as well. So keep a lookout for the video next weekend. And that's gonna do it for now. I appreciate it. Comment, like, and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you guys next time.